Thanks for sticking with us. Today in studio we have Rochelle Billow. Rochelle is a national food writer and recently partnered with Original Grain as part of the Eating Disorders Awareness Week. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
So Rochelle, what did you do with Original Grain and how did you get started with them?
Well, I eat lunch there every day.
As one does.
As one does. And I'm friends with the co-owners, and I was pondering one day, every year I do something to celebrate, but get the awareness out for National Eating Disorders Awareness Week. It's a cause that's really close to my heart, and it's just a good opportunity to spread messaging. So I knew this year I wanted to make a big impact, but I wanted to keep everything local. And as was happening at Original Grain, some good hip hop tunes were playing, and I thought, you know, they should have a menu item called the Nutty by Nature. I can't believe that they don't. And then the wheels just started turning, and I thought, well, what if we did a collaboration and named it Nutty by Nature, and maybe they'd be willing to donate a portion of the proceeds? And they said yes immediately.
That's great.
That's amazing. So if we go into Original Grain, how does that process work? Is it up on the menus? How can I go and donate?
Well, so unfortunately, it was only for the month of February. But that said, if we get enough people asking for the toast, they might put it back on the menu. But you can always donate to Ophelia's Place, which is where we donated the money. It's an eating disorder recovery support system here in Syracuse, New York. And Ophelia's Place is always taking donations. So you can go to Ophelia's Place
year-round.
Just donate, yeah, exactly.
And you have a personal connection with Ophelia's Place. What is that?
I do. So I struggled with eating disorders throughout my whole childhood and teenage years, and I remember one night in high school I had a particularly bad night, and I knew nothing about Ophelia's Place other than the fact that they might be able to help me or make me feel less alone. And so late one night I called and left a message on their voice answering machine, and the next day the founder and the president of Ophelia's Place called me back and spoke with me, and we've been friends ever since. She's been a mentor to me, and so it's a personal connection.
Yeah, no, and I think that's an amazing story that so many of us can connect with itself, and it's great that you are out here really advocating and getting the message out to people. So I know you mentioned that this was the month of February. Aside from Original Grain, if we want to know more about Ophelia's Place or the work you do, how do we go about that?
Definitely. So Ophelia's Place has a subset of their company called Circles of Change. And what I love about Circles of Change is there's not a real physical location for it. It exists online, and you can find out more by searching the hashtag Circles of Change or going to their Instagram account at Circles of Change. And there, it's just a body positive, wellness oriented way to change the conversation. So you don't have to identify as an eating disordered person to want to be healthier, to want to take better care of your body, to want to talk less about diets and more about self-care. So it all starts right there online, and that's, I think, the best way to start the conversation.
Thank you so much for your time, Rochelle. We really appreciate it.